Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 3 of the UK&I Monday Night Skip Barber series live here on RaceSpotTV in association with the Calm Zone. Tonight's race is 16 laps around Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or Mosport as you probably know it as. 10 turns, 2.46 miles, temperatures are 77 degrees Fahrenheit in the air and 105 on the track, so pretty average weather, but people are still out on track struggling with the grip. What you're gonna be seeing in the background here in a couple of minutes is everybody still out qualified, and they're spinning out everywhere by the looks of it. My name is Linus Bergström. I'm joined by a former driver here today, Ryan Walker, with UK&I on the cameras as always. Ryan, first of all, welcome back to the Monday Night Skippys, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Thanks Linus, it's good to be back, and I've raced in the series in the past, and I'm looking forward to calling it here this evening at Mosport, at one of my favourite tracks in the Skip Barber, and the racing around here should be close as always with the slipstream, and yeah, it should be a fantastic race tonight.
It really should be. It has it's got the setup to be a really great race. As always around here, we have over 50 cars signed up, but it looks like we're going to get just under that for the grid later on. But at the moment, drivers are out making their qualifying runs. They have 4 laps, or 10 minutes to complete 4 laps, and it's currently Lear Hughes in the lead ahead of Simon Edwards and Paul Grillo in third. Taking a quick look at the championship standings following the first 2 rounds, though, it's Ewan Pattinson leading 6 points ahead of Thomas O'Leary and another 11 ahead of Clark Williams. So we've had 2 races so far this season with pretty shaken up results. Our race winners are Simon Edwards and Will Redford, currently sitting 4th and 5th. So two rounds into the season and the championship is still wide open, which is great. We've not had anybody who's even been close to the running away with it, so still anybody can win the race. And Ewan Pattinson, obviously with a 2nd and a 4th place finish so far, has done great this season. Today though, he is currently in 4th, but still got a couple of 1 lap to go, I think he has. So when that 10-minute timer runs out, it's over. If you have started your lap, you're not going to be able to finish it. So you got to make sure to complete those 4 laps, as Paul Grillo just improved on his lap times, and the use is up there by a 10th and a half at the minute. So it's pretty spread out at the top, but all the way through the field, the first 40-some cars are only separated by 2 seconds. So it's bound to be a good one here today. 50 cars around here, around the track that never stops turning, Ryan. It's got to be a mess, especially if you start in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. In the mid-pack, from my experience in the past in this league, it's always been really close racing, but in the mid-pack it's kind of everyone's just so close together in the opening laps, and you get bunched up, and it has a bit of a concertina effect, and if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately you'll end up in an incident. But yeah, regarding Clark Williams, he's impressed me this season so far, and in the standings he's sitting in the top 3, so he's made a massive improvement, and then he's always been one of the fair drivers, Clark, and yeah, good to see him do well.
Currently sitting in 6th place there, and we just saw Simon Edwards get 2nd place there in qualifying, but not quite close enough to Lear Hughes. Now we're following Troy Goatley here, who's going to be one of the last cars to complete his lap. He's currently sitting in P number 20. Just about 1.3 seconds off pole position, so I don't think he's going to get pole, but he might be able to improve on his lap. It looks really good this lap. And Clark Williams, as you mentioned, he's currently sitting in P number 6, and he is also out on a lap, I believe. No, he's actually completed all his 4 laps. He's still out there running in order to get more track time, but we're going to follow Troy Goatley here. He got pushed down to 21st, and well, the time is up, so he's not going to get to complete his lap. So, 16 laps around this place. Let's go through the starting grid. It's going to be Lear Hughes taking pole position with a 1:33.163 ahead of Simon Edwards in 2nd, Paul Grillo in 3rd, and Ewan Pattinson getting 4th place. Adam Miles in 5th, Lee Anderson in 6th, Clark Williams, as we mentioned, in 7th, Seymour Harding in 8th, Daniel Tufts in 9th, and last week's winner Will Redford in 10th. Nicholas von Roberts in 11th, Kevin Budgeon in 12th, Mick Watson in 13th, Reece Saunders in P14, Seth Brown 15th, Mark Redford 16th, Stephen Nobis in 17th, Jack Knight 18th, Lewis Sheena in 19th, and Ben Daniels rounding out the top 20. We usually see Ben Daniels much further up, so that's going to be an interesting one to follow. The rest of the grid is up on your screen, and as you can see, the field is starting the beginning of the straightaway, so they're going all the way through the last couple of corners here, lining up. How much does that affect your starting in a turn like that, Ryan?
Yeah, it doesn't affect it that much, but it can be kind of a bit of a hindrance in a way, just trying to get off the line, because you're not really in a straight line when you get off the line. It's kind of, you've got to get off the line and turn at the same time, basically. So it's a bit tricky, and with so many cars on track, it'll probably take everyone some time to get into a rhythm, with it being such kind of a long lap, but not a long line at the same time, as we're just about to go.
We are. The red lights are on and the green flag is waving, and it's a good start here from pole sitter Lee Hughes. He's going to get a good launch, and they're going to be side by side down the hill through the first corner. Paul Grillo passing Simon Edwards up the inside. Edwards didn't really have a very good launch there, so Paul Grillo going to advance one position, as is Adam Miles and Ewan Pattinson, and Lee Anderson holding on to 6th. But now they're spreading out, coming down the hill here through the second corner, and there's a bit of a wreck behind, a couple of cars going off, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too major. As more people pile in, there's going to be Peter Cowan, Troy Goatley, Lewis Sheena is out of the race, Seth Brown and Terry McGregor is also involved in that. Got Anthony Lister parked here the wrong way around, and he's going to tow his car as well. So unfortunate start there for the guys. Somebody spins out coming down the hill, and there's absolutely nowhere to go, because that's the last place where you want to go into the grass. Coming around the double right-hander now for the first time onto the long back straightaway, Mario Andretti straightaway, which isn't really straight, just keeps on turning constantly, but it's very, very long, and this is where we're going to see the draft happening. And coming to the end of this straight, we're going to be seeing some bold moves come the end of this race. Absolutely,
as they're coming up just about to come up to the end of the Mario Andretti straightaway into the final few corners, and it looks like some people are going side by side already and not messing around as they're coming around the final few corners. Grillo tries to make a move, but he can't do anything, and it looks like Lee Hughes is about to lose the lead.
Yeah, Simon Edwards pulling around the outside through that right-hander in through the final corner now, so he's going to be leading at the end of the first lap. He lost the position early and then gained 2 of them back. Pattinson as well getting a spot back from Adam Miles there. These guys are all over each other as we're coming down the hill now, on board with Ewan Pattinson in 4th position. And you're going to see now coming over the crest here, it's a massive drop, and the grass on the outside, it just falls away. So if you get in the grass here, you're not going to stop until you're in the barrier pretty much. So not the place where you want to be going off, especially not in these fragile open wheelers. Got some side-by-side racing behind there in as well in the background. That's Juan Roberts, Kevin Budgeon, Seymour Harding, Reece Saunders, who's passing Will Redford on the inside. They're going to be 2 by 2. One car going a little bit wide. That's Budgeon going to lose out to Seymour Harding, and they almost run over each other. But Saunders going to lose out on that eventually. Now around the outside is the 8th of Will Redford, trying to gain positions here. He wants to be back in front to get his 2nd straight win. What an upset that would be. But still got a long way to go here. The first group is 13 cars lined up, and then there is a bit of a gap down to 14th, but they're starting to spread it out more and more. So in a couple of laps, I think we'll see these groups that we normally see, about 5 or 6 cars in each. As we're coming down the straightaway, once again, it's Redford up the inside of Harding. He's going to be almost clear. Miss Lee's going to have a good overlap come into the turn, and they're 3 wide for the lead as well, with Simon Edwards looking to protect. It's Lee Hughes coming around the outside. Paul Grillo backs out to make it 2 by 2. This is great racing, and this is what we're going to see all the way through the races. Edwards gets loose on the outside, but it's going to be Lee Hughes up to the lead.
Yeah, great move by Lee Hughes. Managed to retake the lead heading onto the home straight, and it looks like Paul Grillo's trying to make a move as well into turn 1. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can, up into 2nd place.
Great move there. You saw Edwards getting wide in the grass. That lost him momentum. Paul Grillo took advantage of that right away. Great move there up into 2nd position. So Lee Hughes got a little bit of a gap now, but that's going to close up very, very quickly. This first group now of 8 cars, and then that's Nicholas Von Roberts on his own with a bit of a gap down to Will Redford in P number 8 as they're going side by side again. That's Lee Anderson being passed by Adam Miles, who's coming around the outside. No, actually, there's Pattinson on the outside and Miles coming up the inside. Pattinson now passing him on the outside, coming into the double apex right-hander once again, the Moss hairpin, I believe it's called. This is a great place for overtaking as well, but if you go side by side through here, you're going to lose all your momentum going onto the straightaway, so I don't really know if you want to make a pass coming in there, man.
Yeah, you don't want to make a move into Morse Corner or in the middle of Morse Corner. Morse Corner is probably one of those corners that you want to try and get a great exit onto the Mario Andretti straight away and try and carry that momentum to try and get a run on someone. As it looks like again, a few people are about to go side by side.
They are for the lead. They're almost going to be 3 wide, but Grillo is going to be staying clear of Edwards, and he's going to clear Lee Hughes as well coming into the corner. So come the end of the race, we're definitely going to see 3 wide, but right now they're being a bit patient, not doing too much. And Nicholas von Roberts, who was about half a second back, has caught right up to the pack now because of the draft coming down the straight, and Will Redford picking up the hunt back there. He's about 1.7 seconds behind as we cross the line that time, so he's got some work to do. He's actually up to 1.8, so this lead group is pulling away, and they're coming up on a lapped car here as well. How is that going to play out? See where he goes. Looks like that's a teammate to our race leader. He's going to be right in the way. Oh, that's going to be a mess, but they're all going to make it through, I think. That could have been bad, but they're all going to get through. I think that... yeah, everybody gets through there. That could have been ugly.
Yeah, that could have ended up in disaster for some of the lead pack, but luckily they managed to get by without any issues. But as they come up to Moss Corner now, and it's still Paul Grillo leading, but he's closely being followed by Lear Hughes, Simon Edwards, Ewan Patterson, Lee Anderson, Adam Miles, Clark Williams, and the lead pack is starting to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, as we just had a replay there of a crash as well, so car is getting a bit sideways. Ben Daniels, I believe, might have been involved in that. I think he got through it though. Here they come again down the straightaway. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead. It's going to be Grillo on the inside, Hughes in the middle, Edwards on the outside. Who's going to take it? They're going to be single file behind, and then they're 2 by 2 in the next group as well, but it's going to be Leah Hughes clearing both the others coming into the corner. Edwards tries to hang it around the outside, but he doesn't have enough momentum out there, and Paul Grillo right on the back of him. It's Ewan Pattinson and Adam Miles just sitting there watching these guys, and then the others are just going at it. But the draft in these cars, once again, is so big that as long as these guys are racing at the front, not pulling away too much around the lap, these other guys, even if they might be a few tenths slower, they're definitely going to keep up. As we're on board again here with Ewan Pattinson coming down to this little left-hand dipper again into the second corner, down into Clayton, and then Quebec, the right-hander, is the next one. And well, down through here they're almost single file every single lap. They're not really doing too much. It's just on the straightaway, and you can't really stay single file on the straightaway because of the massive draft. So these guys just doing what they can. Clark Williams now at the back of this pack, but it's going to change up once you get back onto the straight. So no real worries there for him, I don't think. Will Redford has dropped back 4 seconds now from this group, so the front group still doing a great job keeping the maximum speed here, pulling away almost a second a lap on the group behind, which is Redford, Saunders, Ben Daniels and Stefan Nobis. So they're probably going to have to duke it out for 10th place. As here they come again. It's going to be Edwards to the outside of Lou Hughes and Paul Grillo to the outside of Edwards, but he's going to back in behind. He's not going to go 3 wide this time. Here comes Pattinson, and up the inside he's going to make it 2 by 2. Is Pattinson going to throw it 3? There's not going to be enough room, so they're going to stay 2 by 2. It's going to be Leah Hughes coming up into the lead, unless Edwards is able to hold it around the outside. He is. Now he's going to have the inside for the final left-hander through the S's here, and then into the final corner. He's going to be clear of the use. Simon Edwards up to the lead, Paul Grillo holding 3rd, and then Anderson and Tufts going at it back there. Tufts on taking that position. Miles passing Pattinson as well around the outside. Pattinson's got the inside here though into turn number 1. They're going to be a little bit sideways, but Pattinson going to hold that position for now. Still side by side, man. These guys, they're just not letting up. They're going at it as much as they can all the way.
Yeah, you would think that some of these guys would be a little bit more cautious being so close together, but absolutely not. They're absolutely just going for it, and they're so battling away like a swarm of bees. And yeah, at the moment Simon Edwards still leads, but Paul Grillo in the background is trying to make a move on Lear Hughes for 2nd place as they head down the long left-hander heading up to Moss Corner again, and not far ahead they've got a few back markers coming up to, so that could play a factor.
Yeah, that's Lister and Goatley and a couple of other cars up there that are coming up to lap. Simon Maltby and Mark Van Dalen. coming up there as well. Hopefully that won't be too much trouble, but coming down the straightaway once again, they've spread out a little bit around the lap, but as soon as they get on the straightaway, everybody just closes up. But Simon Edwards has a bit of a gap this time, so Leyus is not going to be anywhere near him. Meanwhile, Adam Miles is coming on Paul Grillo. Here comes Pattinson. He's going to throw it up the middle, make it 3 wide. See what he can do. He's going to back out. He's going to let those two go side by side. It's going to be Miles though on the inside. He's going to outside. Sorry, Paul Grillo going to hold it on the inside. Or can he hold it around the left-hander?
Well, Miles gets
Looks like he
sideways.
will. Oh, that's a great save, but it's going to cost him a position. Pattinson is going to come through up to 4th unless Miles can get a good exit here onto the straightaway.
That was a brilliant save by Adam Miles. I thought I was going to end up in contact between him and Pattinson, but luckily, or thankfully rather, they managed to survive in one piece as well. There's a car facing sideways on the exit of turn 1, but luckily managed to just to keep off the track just.
Oh, Will Redford as well has had an incident from 10th position. He is in the pits and he is dropping down the order. See if we can figure out what happened to him. That's very unfortunate. Coming off the surprise win last week, about to back it up with another top 10, but that's definitely going to hurt his chances in the championship. Meanwhile, though, these guys still going at it up here, coming up to Moss again. And now they're getting really close to all these lap cars. Oh, that was one lap car getting just out of the way. That could have been a disaster, but just before Simon Edwards got to him, he pulled out of the way. So luckily for everybody there, he managed to get out of the way. But there's still a few more up ahead as they're coming down the straightaway yet again.
Yep, coming down the Mario straight away, and it looks like Edwards is under attack now from Leo Hughes, and again they've got another couple of cars are coming up to the lap, so hopefully they don't catch up to him in their own place, and it looks like Hughes is going to go round outside and retake the lead.
He does. That's a great move from him. He's doing everything he can here. A great move, but Simon Edwards holding on there to 2nd place, and Paul Grillo in 3rd, Pattinson and Miles going at it behind though. That's going to drop them back slightly. Don't fight too much because you're going to lose that lead trio, and that's not going to be catchable because those 3 cars, especially the front 2, they are super quick, and if they get a little bit of a gap, they're going to be gone. Tuff's now struggling on the outside here. He's going to drop back into P number 6. He's going to have Nicholas von Roberts looking at him as well, and then the Anderson back there had a surprisingly bad start to the season. Yeah, he's going to be looking to get back up through here. Here they come though, side by side, almost going to be 3 wide again. But Anderson wisely backing out there on the outside, sliding on inside there is Von Roberts, trying to get that 6th position away from Tuffs, but Tuffs is going to hold it on the outside, so still going at it massively, but they are dropping the front 3.
Yeah, they're scrapping amongst themselves, which is all good and that, but in hindsight they're losing time to the pack in front of them, and I think they'd probably be better off at the moment just kind of not fighting as much and just maybe trying to catch back up, but at the moment, the person that's sitting in the box seat at the moment is Clark Williams. He's just sitting there watching what these guys are up to and maybe planning what he's going to do in the closing stages. But again, we've got a battle for the lead going on, and it looks like it could possibly change hands again.
Yeah, that's Anthony Lister there getting well out of the way. Good job by him. It's Simon Edwards though on the outside of Leyus. He's going to regain the lead once again. Paul Grillo right on the back there. He's not going to get too involved. He's going to let them two have at it. Pattinson in 3rd. They're about just under a second back, so they caught back up slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and they're still racing for 5th and 6th. Tuffs and Adam Miles going at it back there. That's oh, we got a car going around. That's Adam Miles. He's in the wall. He's going to rejoin the track though over the grass. That's not going to be good. We're going to get a replay of that right here. You can see them sliding through the SS. He's going to go up the inside there, and it's just going to be slight contact between him and the 34 of Tuffs. He's going to spin out. Not going to be too much damage, just waiting for a couple of cars to go by there, so that's going to drop him all the way down into P number 12. That's very unfortunate. He's going to be 12 seconds behind the lead pack, so that's pretty much race over for him in regards to the top 5 battle anyway. But the front 3, they're pulling away here now. They've opened the gap to just over a second, so that's going to be right on the edge whether you'll be able to get the slipstream or not. And with the lap cars being in front of the leaders as well, I think they might be pulling away. But Pattinson gets a great corner there. I think he caught up few tenths just in that corner alone, so it might not be game over just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. He managed to get a great exit on the exit of Moss, and they managed to carry enough speed to try and decrease the gap, and it's closing the leading pack back down. And yeah, I have to say, Linus, it's been good watching this race so far, and I forgot how much I enjoy watching this series. It's wherever you look, there's always close racing going on, and yeah, the leading pack up at the front, battling for the win, just demonstrates that.
Yeah, and here we go on the right side, the battle for 10th as well. That's John Edward and Mark Redford. The father of last week's winner, Will Redford. Mark taking the position away there from Edwards, doing a great job coming up through the S's. These guys side by side battling for the final position in the top 10. The next position up is P number 9, Stefan Nobis. He's about 3 seconds up the road. So these guys just going to have to battle it out and hope that more people crash out in front. But still top 10 for either of these two would be great. Then it's Miles and Bernowski behind Christopher and Adam Miles. Don't know if there's any relation there, but they're going at it for 12th, 13th and 14th, so this could very well be a big group at the end. And on the left there you still see the leaders, Lee Hughes ahead of Edwards and Grillo. Pattinson closing in once again in the background. So this might be a 4-car battle pretty soon, but it doesn't look like Von Roberts, Tufts, Williams and Anderson behind him is able to keep up. As we got a sideways moment there for 5th place, he's going to save it though. That was, I believe, Nicholas Von Roberts got super sideways into Moss corner, but somehow managed to collect it, and he's going to just stay at the back of this pack, thankfully for him.
Yeah, that was a great save by Nicholas. I thought he was going to spin out for a second, but he managed to hold it, and he actually didn't lose too much time to the cars in front of him. He managed to keep up with them, so yeah, it didn't look like it was much of an issue.
Great job from him, and they're side by side at the front once again, coming through the S. We're on lap number 10 here of 16, so coming to 6 laps to go. The lapped cars coming up ahead once again. Simon Edwards going to regain the lead, and now Pattinson is right on the back of Paul Grillo. So it's 4 cars battling for the lead, 4 cars battling for P number 5. So 2 main battles here to keep an eye on, and that group from Redford on back has increased now to 5 cars. That other group caught up to them, so there are plenty of battles to watch. As we're seeing the sideways moment here for Von Roberts coming through. He's going all the way out into the gravel. Somehow managed to save the car from spinning out. He loses from 5th down to 8th, but what an amazing job to hold on to that car. Not collecting anybody, not spinning himself out. That's just great from him. Coming now down towards Moss again. Little left-hand kink, and then up, down through a little dip, and then up a steep hill into double apex right-hander. This is a very tricky corner, but with the lap cars now ahead, I don't think we're going to see too much passing this time around, because Simon Edwards is going to get a good draft down here from both of these cars, so that could very well help him hold the lead. But they're going to separate, go one side of the track each there, the 16 of Simon Maltby and 133 of Mark Van Dalen. That's not optimal, and they're still going to go 3 wide for the lead. Coming up to lap cars, it's going 2 wide. This could be a mess. They're sorting it out. They go single file spread out, but here we come. It's going to be almost 4 wide down the straightaway. That's that's some NASCAR stuff right there, boys. You don't want to be doing that on this track. But it's going to be Lee Hughes back up into the lead. Paul Grillo holding on to 3rd. Pattinson still sitting pretty there in 4th. And then the group behind, they're still going at it as well. But it looks like they've sorted themselves out slightly. Anderson is taking the leader ahead of Tufts. Von Roberts got back ahead of Nicholas Von Roberts. And meanwhile, Chris Simmons and Reece Saunders, I believe, have both crashed out of the race as well. Unfortunate for them. But still, top 4 here coming up on 2 lapped cars. This could be interesting yet again. There's lap cars all over the place when you have such a big grid, right? Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, the leaders are getting held up a little bit rather, and Leo Hughes doesn't know what way to go, because the back markers are trying to get out of the way and not hold them up. But yeah, one of the other back markers is not being too kind to Leo Hughes as they come up to Moss corner, and unfortunately the leaders are being held up, and that's a bit naughty from the back marker there.
Yeah, it's not easy to let people go. That's actually Mark Redford, so hopefully he'll show up here after the race and we can ask him what's going on here. But it's not easy to move out of the way on a track like this. Obviously you want to do it on the straightaway, but here they come now. They're going to lap Mark Redford as well, so good job from him eventually getting out of the way. It didn't cost the leaders anything. It's still the same 4 drivers in the same order, and the guys behind didn't close up too much, so no harm, no foul there. Good job from from Redford, but it's still going to be Leah Hughes leading the way ahead of Simon Edwards here. Behind them, Tufts and Anderson is going at it. Anderson going to get back into 5th position, which he lost there for a brief moment, but yeah, it's going to be Anderson holding on to that 5th position. These guys going at it now. It's going to be the end of lap number 12 on to lap number 13, so that is going to be 4 laps to go now. How long is Simon Edwards going to wait? Is he going to bounce straight away, or is he just going to try and hold on to the 2nd position? We've seen different kinds of tricks being played by these leaders, but I don't think Paul Grillo is going to sit back either. So if Edwards hesitates once, Paul Grillo is going to be right there. And Ewan Pattinson, the championship leader, he definitely wants his first win of the season, as well as we have the 4 leaders. Then there are 4 lap cars battling, and then there is the battle for 5th place. So this this is looking a bit crazy right here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really the lead pack, basically the pack up at the front have still been real close together, for most of the race. And I think if you're up at the front in this battle for the win, if you're behind Leah Hughes or
sorry, got a crash there. That's going to be John Edwards and Mark Langford getting together into the wall, and that's going to be Edwards out of the race, wings flying everywhere. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan, but that was that could have been a lot bigger. That was battle for 12th and 13th. Unfortunate for John Edwards. That's going to end in a DNF for him. Leaders going out of those. Simon Edwards into the lead, and Paul Grillo going around the outside of the use as well.
Yeah, not a problem. I was just saying, if you're one of these guys up at the front, stuck behind Leah Hughes, and you get a run, I think with it now coming to the closing stages, you've just got to go for it and take any chance you can get.
You definitely do. Meanwhile, Clark Williams gained 2 positions in the other battle. They went 3 wide down the straightaway. Anderson lost out too, so Tufts sitting still there in 6th position. But it's going to be Leah Hughes here up the inside at the front. 3 laps to go. He's going to retake the lead once again from Simon Edwards. So good move from him there. He had the lead at the line as well, so you can make a move in the final corner and be the leader at the line. So it's definitely not going to be over until that finish line is crossed, as we're going now with Ewan Pattinson, who is up to 3rd, and the group behind struggling with lap cars still. This is it's too much action to keep track of everything. 2.5 laps to go. See another couple of lap cars there that the leaders are going to catch before this thing is over. See in the background there, a lap car goes in the grass. Thankfully he was able to hold on to it, so it's not going to cause an issue for the guys racing for 5th on back. But they're not getting out of the way nicely for them, so it's going to be a hard work for everybody. But now it looks like those 4 has gone through as well, so the gap from the leaders down to that pack is 3 seconds. So should something happen, they won't be too far away. But Clark Williams in 5th, I think he's going to have to hope for an incident if he wants anything higher than 5th. Coming now down the straightaway again, though, they're going to be 3 wide. It's going to be Leah Hughes, Simon Edwards in the middle, and then Pattinson around the outside. Paul Grillo is going to make it 4 wide. We're on board with him here. He's got no room whatsoever. But Pattinson around the outside going to gain 2 positions, and they're going to stay 3 wide through the S's. Now it's going to be Pattinson on the inside, Leah Hughes on the outside. Edwards is going to back out a little bit there in the middle. You can't hold the momentum, but Leah Hughes with the inside for the final corner. He's going to retake the lead again. Pattinson up into 2nd though, so Edwards down to 3rd. It's going to be 2 laps to go, and things are just getting crazier.
Yeah, I have to say that was a crazy and risky move by Ewan Pattinson, but he managed to pull it off and make a move on the outside of Simon Edwards, so fair play to you, and he managed to pull it off without making any contact, and that has to be move for the race for me.
It definitely is. It's not over yet, though. That's definitely what we're going to be seeing on the final lap as well. So whoever is the bravest, whoever can trust the car the most without the car giving in, is probably going to come out with the win here. But the pack behind are closing in quicker and quicker. They gained over half a second on that last lap, so now they're just 2.5 seconds back. Obviously not catchable unless anything happens, but now the lap cars are coming into play again. Leah Hughes is going to get a massive draft. Actually, that lap car is getting out of the way, not to get involved here in the leaders. Oh, and Clark Williams is off in the background as well. I don't think it's going to be too bad. He's going to rejoin the race. They are actually, no, Clark Williams is out. Clark Williams has crashed out in the hairpin there. He just got a little bit too hot in there. He got sideways and just couldn't hold it, spun out, and then got hit by cars coming through, and then another car hit the other leader there. So I believe that was Daniel Tufts who got involved with the laps car. So coming out to the end of the second to last lap. Is 1 lap to go, and it's going to be Simon Edwards. It's actually going to be Pattinson passing Simon Edwards up the inside. Edwards is going to hold it back around the outside though. Here comes Lee. He's going to throw 3 wide on the home straightaway coming into turn number 1. This is not a spot to go 3 wide. Pattinson backs it out a little bit though, so use up the inside up into second position. Here comes Grillo as well.
Oh, this is a fantastic battle for the win as we head into the last lap. And yeah, it's hard. Who's going to win the race out of these 4? I have no idea, but fair play to these guys. Have been racing each other hard, giving each other just enough room. And yeah, as you come round the long right-hander now, and I think the only chance that one of these 3 behind Simon Edwards has got a chance of winning is possibly if they get a good exit onto Mario Andretti straight away rather, and they time it perfect.
Here they come though, into Moss corner for the final time. There are no lapped cars in the way. Grillo up the inside there, holding on to third from Pattinson. It's going to be a good exit there from Lee. Edwards gets an even better exit though, but the draft is going to be so massive he won't be able to do anything. Here comes Lee. He's going to have the draft. Where's Edwards going to go? He's going to block the inside. On board here now with Lee. He's going to dive out to the left at the last moment. Edwards blocking the inside, and where's Paul Grillo? He's not going to be close enough to do anything to these two, so it's going to be Lee and Simon Edwards coming side by side into the final corner. Grillo is getting there, but he's not going to be close enough. Hughes holding it around the outside. Oh, he's going to be able to do it. Here they come through the S's for the final time. Edwards tries to get a peek up the inside, but Lee Hughes is going to close the door. He's going to throw it at him into the final corner, but it's going to be Lee Hughes holding on to the lead. Slight contact there. Edwards is going to go wide. It's going to be Lee Hughes though winning the race at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and it's going to be Simon Edwards holding on to second, just ahead of Paul Grillo, with Ewan Pattinson in fourth. Then the battle behind. Lee Anderson just beats out Nicholas von Roberts. Stefan Nobis comes home in seventh, and then that third little battle with Miles Baranowski and Miles are going to finish in that order. That was I was hoping for a 3 wide there through the last few corners, but that got pretty hectic anyway. An amazing job from Lee Hughes to be able to hold on to that to score his first win of the season. So 3 winners in 3 races so far. That's about as perfect of a start as you can ask for. As Alan Patterson there comes home in P number 16, just ahead of Tim Adcock, and Daniel Tubbs coming over the line. And last few cars here coming around pretty spread out. There's no real battles. We got Mulpium and Dahl, and they've actually finished already 1 lap down. So the last few cars coming around here to finish up. 27 cars on the lead lap still out of 50. That's a pretty good result for everybody here. But let's go through the full post-race results. It's going to be Lee Hughes coming home with the victory, just 2/10 ahead of Simon Edwards and Paul Grillo rounding out the podium. Ewan Pattinson last out of that first group in P number 4. Lee Anderson gets P number 5. Nicholas von Roberts dropped miles off him in the last lap there, finishing 6th. Stefan Nobis in 7th, and then Adam Miles just barely beating out Andrew Baranowski, who finished 9th from 30th on the grid, and then Christopher Miles in 10th from 26th. We got Dave Kirkman in 11th from 29th on the grid. We got Tony Stack in 12th from 40th on the grid. Then Kevin Budgeon in 13th. We got John Torpy in 14th from 48th. Then Will Redford recovers to finish 15th. Alan Patterson in 16th. Tim Adcock in 17th. Daniel Tufts recovers to 18th. Mark Langford in 19th. And then Ray Peasley in 20th position. The rest of the results is up on your screen, but Ryan, that race did not disappoint. Just as much action as usual in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. If it was a race that I was glad to step in and commentate on tonight, I have to say that was one of them, because that was an absolute fantastic battle for the win that went right down to the last lap. And Leo Hughes made a move around the outside in the final couple of corners. He managed to pull it off, and just in general, it just proves that that's why the Monday Night Skippy League is so good, because you've got closing up at you've got racing up at the front, and in the mid pack, and just everywhere you look. And yeah, I have to say that was absolutely awesome.
It definitely was, and looks like we're going to get full house here today. We're going to start off though with last week's winner. Unfortunately, not as good of a result today as you had last week. Had a bit of an incident there, but Will Redford coming home in P number 15. How was your race today?
Oh, to be honest, it wasn't that great. It just started going wrong at the last lap of qualifying. I just lost a bunch of time through the Moss corner, and I couldn't improve my time during the race. Or, to be honest, I can't remember what happened. Oh yeah, I bent my wing, or I had an incident with Reese and the other lot. I bent my wing, and it meant I just had no speed down the straights. So I decided to pit and see if I could make up any time, and then I did the same thing again. After I pitted, I bent my wing again, so I couldn't really catch anyone else. It's just I had to settle for P15.
Well, unfortunate for you after last week's success, but hopefully looking forward to the rest of the season. Any favourite tracks on the calendar where we might expect to see you up at the front again?
I really like Montreal. That's probably one of my strongest tracks.
Well, we're going to look forward to seeing you there. Anybody you want to send a shout out to?
Shout out to my dad, who crashed again. Didn't finish in front of me, even though I crashed, but
Well, thank you for joining us and calling out your dad for crashing out. We're going to bring him in here. Mark,
thank you.
Not a very good race for you today. Tell us about it. What happened?
Well, it was a good race actually for most of it. I qualified up in 15th, which was very pleasing for me, and was going well up into the top 10. And then I lost the back end a bit in the S's, and I think battling with John quite a lot, and I think I got across the front of John, and that kind of destroyed my car. So after that, it was a tow back to the pits. And then I was just trying to stay out the way of the leaders after I realised I'll come out in the pits in front of them. So that was quite fun, and then I was kind of keeping up with them for a bit, so the pace was okay, but yeah, the crash didn't help.
Yeah, it looked a bit interesting there when the leaders caught you. A lot of lap cars getting in the way, but you did a good job getting out of the way there. So
thanks.
Same for you. Any favourite tracks coming up on the calendar this season?
Like Will, I do like Montreal, Spa, of course. I don't know, tracks with big stopping zones, I guess.
Big stopping zones for dive bombs, I guess that would be. Anybody you want to send a shout out to?
To you guys for doing such a good job, and your cameraman who does a good job as well. I like the camera angles, and to Will, well done for beating me again. I will beat you next week.
Well, thank you for joining us. Next up we have Ryan standing by with Reese.
Yeah, Reece Saunders started in 14th place, and he was having a good race in the mid pack, round about just outside the top 10. But Reece, it seemed to just go downhill, and unfortunately, when I looked, you were in the pits. Tell us what happened.
My race completely unravelled fairly early on. I got a good start from P14, nicked a couple of spots on the first lap, and I think I was running around about P11, P12 with my teammate Will. And then we had a bit of a concertina incident in Moss where he touched the grass, which cost me my rear wing, and then the pain started from there really. Mark Cadmore was being lapped, and he hit the grass and took out me, and I think it was Ben Daniels as well. So I jumped back to the pits, took my fast repair, and then got took out by a spinning David Clapham. So really frustrated. It's a case of what could have been. We all sat there in TeamSpeak saying, we all could have had a top 10, and none of us did. So a frustrating one for me. But I know the pace is there, so we'll get it done.
I mean, I've been watching you recently in the Monday Night Skippys League on the broadcast when I've had a chance, and you seem to have really improved this season, or lately anyway. Have you been putting in practice a lot? Is it just a case of just do your thing, see what happens, and see how the race goes?
I think I'm a little bit flattering to see if I've put a lot of practice in, doing a lot of official running. I do also think some of the really quick boys, obviously we've not got a Fahim this season, we've not got Benny Simonson, so I think I'm probably elevated a couple of places just by a couple of really fast boys not being in there, but say part luck, part a bit of hard work as well.
Great to hear. And heading into Montreal next week, what do you think of the track? Are you looking forward to it, or is it one of those kind of like Marmite tracks, either you love it or hate it?
I think it might be Watkins Glen next week, actually, mate.
Oh, Watkins Glen, sorry, my bad. But anyway.
Yeah. No, I love Watkins Glen. I think everyone does. It's one of the most commonly raced tracks on the service. So really looking forward to it. We're running the classic layout as well, so draft's going to be an absolutely huge factor there. I think there's only 4 proper corners, counting them up. So yeah, draft's going to be huge. It's going to be more really good pack racing. I'm expecting plenty of 3 and 4 wides.
Great to hear. And lastly, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a thank you to, or any shout outs to?
So I just want to give a big shout out to my Turn 4 Motorsports teammates. We have a lot of fun in the build up to the race, and I say we cheer each other up and cheer each other on. Especially Will. Nothing pains me more than seeing him out qualify me.
Great to hear. Thanks for joining us for an interview, Reese. It's just unfortunate it wasn't under better circumstances with a top 10 result, but we look forward to seeing you on track next week, and yeah, have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
And I believe up next, possibly, Linus, we've got a second place finisher, Simon Edwards review.
We do. Simon, obviously not the perfect result that you had hoped for, but still great racing there at the end, almost getting the win. Looked very intense, a lot of lap cars. Tell us about your race.
That's probably one of the most enjoyable races I've had, actually. I don't mind coming second when you're racing like that. That was a bit crazy, like you say. Some of the back markers weren't exactly predictable or helpful, but we all got past safely, so nobody got killed, so that was good. But I've never been three wide through the is it called Big Bend? I can't remember that corner. But I've never been successfully 3 wide like that before. That was quite fun.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job there, especially being 3 wide there through the last couple of corners. Looked pretty crazy, but it's great that you enjoy the racing as well. Sitting second in the championship standings now, 13 points behind you and Pattinson. You're only 3 races into the championship though, so any favourite tracks for you coming up this season?
I think it's Watkins next, isn't it? And I always love Watkins. Any config of Watkins I always love. Belle Isle, I know that's up in week 6 or 7 or something. And then I can't remember any of the others. If Suzuka's in there, I'll be happy.
I believe it's not, and the other guys were saying that they look forward to Montreal, but unfortunately that's not in the schedule either, at least not scheduled that I've been given, so hopefully for you none of the other guys gets their favourite track in there, but still a good race and congrats on second place. Anybody you want to send a shout out to?
To Alan for running the league. I know he's been working hard recently. And RaceSpot yourselves, you're always doing great coverage, and my sponsor Masternaut as well. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us, Simon Edwards. Well, that was a quite exciting race as always around here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Next week, like he said, we will be racing at Watkins Glen, the classic layout. So I believe there is no boot and no chicane, so just the fastest possible layout. That's going to be some amazing drafting going on all the way around that track, so you will not want to miss that. But that is in 1 week's time, same place here on RaceSpotTV in association with the Calm Zone. Until then, stay safe and take care, everybody. I've been Linus Brostrom, joined by Ryan Walker with Hugo Luis on the cameras. See you next weekend. Goodbye.